Welcome back to High Stakes. Elevate your betting game by hitting that subscribe button and never miss out on our daily content. Want exclusive access to premium betting picks? Join our Patreon. Links waiting for you in the comment section below. Stay ahead of the game with High Stakes. Detroit Tigers versus Cleveland Guardians. The season series between the Guardians and Tigers was nothing short of a nail-biter, with Cleveland edging out 7 wins in their 13 matchups. While the Tigers managed to outscore the Guardians 60-50, Cleveland's offense has shown more consistency throughout the season. But here's where the Guardians hold the ultimate trump card: their bullpen, which is nothing short of elite. When the ball gets handed to Emmanuel Clase, it's practically lights out for any team, and Detroit is no exception. If Cleveland can maintain any sort of lead by the time Clase steps on the mound, it's game over for the Tigers. Rested and rejuvenated, Tanner Bibee and the Guardians' rotation are locked and loaded for this series. With the team clicking on all cylinders, Cleveland looks poised to take control, especially with the Tigers struggling to find offensive consistency. Detroit's pitching chaos might throw Cleveland off balance in the early innings, but that won't be enough to stop the Guardians from pulling ahead in the long run. Prediction: take the Guardians. Now let's talk about the total. History shows these two teams keep things close and low-scoring when they clash. 2 of their last 3 meetings ended in a shutout, and in 5 of the last 10 games between them, one team was held to a single run or less. Cleveland's lineup has been sitting idle for a week, which means they might take a bit to shake off the rust, and Detroit's pitching unpredictability will only add to the Guardians' early struggles at the plate. But don't expect an offensive explosion from Detroit either. They simply don't have the firepower to run up the score against a rested Cleveland bullpen that's been dominant all season. The under has cashed in 3 of the last 4 meetings, and all signs point to another tight, low-scoring contest. With both teams likely to keep things conservative, this game will be a grind where runs are hard to come by. Prediction: take the under 7 runs. Get ready for a tense, strategic battle where every run will feel like a game changer. The Guardians will lean on their superior pitching to edge out the Tigers in a tight contest, and this matchup has all the makings of a low-scoring duel that stays well under the total. New York Mets versus Philadelphia Phillies. The Phillies might be heavy favorites at -175 for Saturday's series opener, but is that price really justified? Sure, Philadelphia should have the upper hand, but there's real value in backing the Mets as the underdogs at an inflated +163 payout. With New York riding a wave of momentum, this could be the perfect spot to take a shot at a potential upset. Let's break it down. The Mets have been playing high-stakes, do-or-die baseball for weeks now, and that kind of pressure can sharpen a team's focus. They've been thriving in these moments, recently taking 3 out of 4 games from the Phillies in their last series, September 19th to September 22nd. That includes a gutsy 2-1 victory over none other than Zack Wheeler in the finale. And here's the kicker: New York's lineup has actually had some success against Wheeler. Their current roster is slashing a respectable .281/.309/.421 against him in 171 at-bats, which should give them the confidence to make noise at the plate again. With a juicy +163 payout on the money line, the risk is worth the reward. Prediction: New York Mets moneyline. Now let's talk pitching, which is why I'm also leaning toward the under in this one. The Mets are starting Kodai Senga, and he's been electric against the Phillies. In 2023, Phillies roster managed just a pathetic .146/.205/.171/ over 41 at-bats against him. That's an OPS of .375. Senga's stuff is filthy, and with this being his first start since July, he'll likely be limited to 2 trips through the order. That works in his favor, as going through a third time is often when hitters adjust. On the flip side, you've got Zack Wheeler, who's been nothing short of phenomenal this season. His 16-7 record, 2.57 ERA, and 0.96 whip scream Cy Young contention. Yes, the Mets have had some success against him, but Wheeler will still likely turn in a quality start, keeping the game tight and low-scoring. One final factor: the wind. It's blowing in from left center at around 6.3 miles per hour, according to Swish Analytics, which will only help suppress the scoring. When you factor in the elite pitching and weather conditions, This game looks primed to stay under the total of 7.0 runs. Prediction: under 7 runs. In a game where both teams will be locked in, the Mets have a real shot at pulling off an upset, while the under seems like a safe bet with 2 dominant pitchers and a wind blowing in. Expect a tense, tight battle in Philly. The Yankees are in prime position to capitalize on their extended break, and with Garrett Cole on the mound, they've got the ace they need to set the tone for this series. Cole has historically dominated the Royals, boasting a 4-1 career record with a stellar 2.77 ERA against Kansas City. But it's not just his past performances that make him dangerous. Cole has been lights out in the second half of this season, with a 2.76 ERA since the All-Star break. This sets the stage for a pitching clinic from the Yankees ace, and with New York's offense doing just enough to back him, the Royals will have a hard time keeping up. On the other side, Michael Wacha has been solid on the road this season with a 3.78 ERA, but facing a rested Yankees lineup is a different beast. New York's hitters know how to get to Wacha, and with the Yankees' knack for launching the long ball, don't be surprised if they connect for a couple of home runs in this one. The Royals, however, have struggled offensively, hitting just .238 against the Yankees during the regular season. Things didn't improve much in the wild card round either, where they hit a mere .219 against the Orioles. Kansas City's bats were quiet, and facing a pitcher of Cole's caliber doesn't suggest a turnaround is coming. Prediction: Yankees minus 1.5 runs. Now, let's talk about the total for this game. With 4 of the 7 regular season matchups between these two teams falling under 7.5 runs, there's reason to believe the trend continues in the playoffs. Both teams will lean heavily on their pitching, and runs will be tough to come by. The Royals' offensive woes from the wild card round seem poised to carry over, especially with Cole on the bump. The Yankees will do enough to get the win, but this looks like a low-scoring affair where every run counts. Prediction: under 7.5 runs. In short, with Cole dealing and the Royals struggling to find their groove at the plate, expect the Yankees to control this game from start to finish. New York's power at the plate will provide just enough offense to cover the spread, while the under looks solid with both teams focusing on their pitching strengths. San Diego Padres versus Los Angeles Dodgers. This matchup between the San Diego Padres and Los Angeles Dodgers has all the ingredients for a thrilling, high-scoring affair. The Padres may have taken 8 out of 13 games in the regular season series, but it's those last 2 games that carry the most weight, with the Dodgers winning both, including a pivotal 4-3 victory on September 25th that clinched the National League West title. That momentum is critical as these two teams head into this clash. For San Diego, Dylan Cease takes the mound, but his recent performances have been a mixed bag. In his last 5 starts, Cease has alternated between brilliance and struggle. He held opponents scoreless over 14.1 innings in 2 starts, but in his other 3 outings, he gave up 10 runs across 16 innings. That includes his September 25th start against these very Dodgers, where he gave up 5 hits and 3 runs over 5 innings in a narrow 4-3 loss. Cease has shown he can handle the Dodgers at times, like when he dominated in an 8-1 Padres win on July 31st, but consistency has eluded him. On the other side, the Dodgers send Yoshinobu Yamamoto to the mound. He's only made 4 appearances since mid-June, allowing 6 runs in 16 innings. In his first 2 starts back from injury, Yamamoto looked untouchable, giving up 0 runs. However, things got rocky in 2 starts against Colorado, where he allowed 6 runs over 8 innings. He's also struggled against the Padres this season, surrendering 8 runs in just 6 innings across 2 outings. That raises some red flags, especially against a hot-hitting San Diego lineup. Both teams have been swinging the bats well, and with both starting pitchers showing signs of inconsistency, this game has the potential to turn into a slugfest. Cease and Yamamoto could both be pulled early, opening the door for the bullpens to play a large role, which often leads to runs piling up quickly. Prediction: take the Los Angeles Dodgers money line. Despite San Diego's regular season edge, the Dodgers have the momentum and home field advantage, and their offense is more than capable of backing Yamamoto. As for the total, the numbers don't lie. The total has gone over in 14 of the last 19 Dodgers games, and in 13 of their last 17 games against NL West opponents. While only 6 of the 13 regular season meetings between these two teams hit the over, 3 of the last 5 matchups did. And with both pitchers not quite at their best, the trend towards a high-scoring outcome is strong. The Padres and Dodgers both boast powerful lineups, and if either pitcher falters early, we could see runs pile up fast. Prediction: take the over 8.5 runs.